What is going on, YouTube viewers and subs? This is Jay Silva from S&N Tech, and today we are going to talk about Tomb Raider Definitive Edition running at 60 frames per second and how it's rumored that the Xbox One can handle that amount of frame rates for itself. Now, I feel like this is just fuel for fanboys to toss, garbage left and right towards each other. Like when you see websites like IGN reporting these things, right? Apparently, resolution and frame rate is not that big of a deal, because if it was, Xbox One, would be far behind the PS4 in sales. So that's clearly not the case. But it also makes one wonder that, on a spec sheet, the Xbox One and the PS4 is pretty much identical, except for the GDDR5 Ram. And apparently, third-party developers are having an easier time achieving 1080p 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 4 and seem to be struggling on the Xbox One to achieve that frame rate. Now, IGN has reached out to a spokesperson in Square Enix, as I'm reading here, and the spokesperson has relayed to them that, and I quote, "Both platforms offer the same outstanding Tomb Raider experience, delivering the core Tomb Raider gameplay at a native 1080p and running at 30 frames per second. Our primary goal, given the type of experience Tomb Raider is and the exploration we want players to do, anything beyond 30 frames per second is gravy." Now, as that Square Enix spokesperson is, I mean, that sounds like bullshit to me. Now, I could be wrong, but I feel like that's like a safe haven to say that, you're gonna get the same experience. So as in for people not to neglect sales on the Xbox One, on account of that the PS4 version would probably have a higher frame rate unless they cap it at 30. But in my gaming experience, like I said, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. Personally, I would rather the 60 frames, because you do feel a huge difference in the game when you have more frames in the game. Hence, from my experience going from the 360 version of Battlefield 4 to the PS4 version, I instantly felt like, wow, the 30 frame, I felt the smoothness off the jump. But given the news that's been reported, you're gonna have PS4 fanboys saying, Xbox One fanboys, your system is trash. You guys struggle at getting that extra 30 frames that we easily get from third-party developers, and so forth and so on. Now, who knows why Microsoft didn't also emulate GDDR5 Ram in a console, so it can be pretty much the same. But I guess that's the decision Microsoft made, since the Kinect is being forced upon us instead of given the option, and to keep the price not as high. Maybe doing that hardware update to that same type of RAM would have made the system cost more than what they would have probably had to produce, and could probably influence the price to go even higher if bundled with the Kinect, or if forced with the Kinect actually. Anyhow, what do you guys think about Tomb Raider running at 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second on the Xbox One? If you own both consoles, is this gonna make a final decision that you definitely get it from the PS4, or you wouldn't mind getting it for the Xbox One? Let me know in the comment section below.